down the basement, lock the cellar door, and baby, talk bloody to me.
Hi, and welcome to another exciting edition of Talk Bloody to Me. I'm Matt,
And I'm Breezy.
and this week we are continuing our deep dive into the Jeepers Creepers series with Jeepers Creepers number two.
Yay, number two.
Yep. And um this is one of those sequels that's almost as good as the original, in my opinion. I don't know what about you. Well, actually I do because we talked about it, but I'm gonna pretend I don't know.
Yeah. No, I like I told Matt, like I like the first one. The first one's always a good
hmm
one. First one's always because it's classic, but I also like the second one just a little tad more because you do see Jeepers Creepers a lot more and he's more intense in this one
Definitely.
too.
Definitely. I agree completely. So, Jeepers Creepers 2 stars Jonathan Breck as the Creeper and Ray Wise as Taggart. And if you've ever watched Twin Peaks, you'll recognize him immediately as Leland Palmer. And Diane Delano is the bus driver. And she was on a show. She's been in tons of stuff. She was in Sleepwalkers and
Oh, okay.
TV. Very lots.
I do remember the Soup Walkers.
Right. It's like I recognize her when I saw her.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Jeepers Creepers 2 takes place like a day or two after the original. So, the first one ended with they burnt down the church with all his bodies in it. And so it starts off, you got a kid is hanging scarecrows, and these scarecrows all look suspiciously like Jeepers Creepers, don't they?
To me, it's like if you actually like look, they're
Uh-huh.
like different,
Right.
but it gives you that like fallish late summer vibe, like in August,
Yep.
which I
And
love. So,
and that's going to bring up my very first. Okay, so this is I like this movie a lot, but there's quite a few things that made me think too hard about it, which is never good, but which I have a tendency to do, think too hard about the movie. But what do they say about Jeepers Creepers? When does he come around?
every 23,
Yep, 23. The 23rd every 23 years,
23, yep.
spring. He can hunt for 23 days. They specifically say spring like three or four different times, and yet they're putting up scarecrows in a cornfield that looks like it's like October. So what's the deal
Okay,
with
man, you're
that?
just thinking like so like actually no, that's kind of like you're kind of like nitpicking to so
Right.
bit, but I get it. I get
I,
it. Yeah.
I got a couple more nitpicky things we'll get to before we're
Okay.
done talking about it, but that's my very first one. Is like, wait a minute, if it's spring, why is there fully grown corn that's dry and brown or dead? It's like, but I guess you can't have an empty cornfield with little sprouts like this and have it be spring. That wouldn't be very
Yeah,
scary.
yeah.
But he's hanging up the scarecrows, and all of a sudden, one of them moves. The dog starts barking first, and oh,
Yep.
it's you can see it's Jeepers Creepers, and he's got like these big clawed, like talon feet, like
I kind of
crows.
like it.
I do too. Crows seem to gather around him. I don't know if it's because he smells like dead body parts or if they just like him or what, but he's not scaring
I have
crows.
no
He's
idea,
attracting
but
crows.
goes with the vibe.
Oh, totally. Yeah, I dig it. Um, Anyway, so he spreads his massive wings that we saw briefly in Jeepers Creepers ones, which he uses a hell of a lot more in this one.
Yeah.
That's basically his whole deal. There's no crazy truck in this one. It's all him flying.
Hmm.
And he picks up the kid, and Leland Palmer and the brother chase after him, but nope, he flies away with the kid off into the sky. Now imagine if that actually happened. Imagine if some big flying dude just picked up your kid and flew away. Be like, what the fuck just happened?
I'd be like, what the hell? And well, I'm like, well, what the hell? And then try to get a shotgun and try to shoot. Well, that's probably not a good idea either, but it's,
Right. So he vows revenge, and he finds a throwing knife in his wall. And then, so then you kind of, and they have a big post driving machine, and you can see the wheels are turning in his head.
mm,
Then we cut to a school bus with a high school football team. They're coming back from state and they're cheered and happy, and the one guy's grumpy, and um, there's all the little bus drama going on.
Yep.
It's like, who gives a
Typical like high school, college type vibe.
exactly? And all of a sudden, that's how it's the tire of the bus blows
Yep.
out, and it's they get out and they check, and it's the Jeepers Creepers made himself some crazy looking ninja stars in this one. Who knew that
Yeah,
he
it's
was a
like
ninja?
it's like bone and he like took like metal and somehow like melted together.
Yup.
So it's
Yeah.
like, see, he's using tools in this one. He didn't in the first one.
Yup. Yeah, exactly. He's got like these sharpened, curved bones and then a metal blob of goop that's holding him together. And then there's
Metal.
a tooth in the middle of it.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Is that a tooth?" Ah! And then they're like, "How the heck did it blow? It must have came with the speed of a bullet if it did this much damage to the tire." And then they're like, and they dink around for a while. They try calling for help on the radio. They finally decide that because there's two wheels on each side of the back, that they still have a wheel. They can slowly drive home. They start to do that, and then one of the girls all of a sudden is psychic, and she sees our
She
old
can see
friend.
everything.
Exactly. Our old friend Justin Long is in the cornfield going, "Noo, woo, woo, woo." And then he's like morphing into the little kid that got taken away, and then he's morphing back into Justin Long, and then it's like,
Oh,
and then you see Jeepers Creepers running like he's the T-1000, like,
see, I like that vibe.
yeah,
That's why I like this movie. Like you see more action from him. You
yup,
see him running. You see him using tools. I
yup.
like it.
He flies, and there's a lot
Yep.
of cool shots where he flies up into the sky and just kind of disappears, and it's like, that to me is freaky. I don't know. There's something freaky about something that can fly. Like Jason doesn't fly, Michael
Well,
Myers doesn't
yeah,
fly. Makes him more dangerous. What if
and
Jason
he
came
doesn't
flying
talk,
in?
so
Right. Yeah, he
silent
doesn't talk
killer.
it. He doesn't talk at all.
Yep.
In the first one, he whistles. I don't think he does anything in this one.
Mm, nope.
Yep. So
Which makes it more creepier though.
exactly. Um, so they're going down the road. All of a sudden, ooh, it's Ninja Star number two. There goes the other tire. Now they're effed. Now they're fucked. They can't do anything. So they're
Mm.
stuck on the side of the road and they're discussing their options. Oh, and this they showed they like kind of the psychic flashback. They reminded you that Justin Long's character had that little tattoo by his belly button. So
Yep.
then when they're looking at this Ninja Star thing, it's got human skin of a belly button with that tattoo on it. That's kind of cool.
It went from a tooth to a belly button.
Yep. Oh, and one cool thing I liked is as they're in the bus, there's a radio news report about how a church was burnt down and it was filled with bodies and the bodies were stitched together, and obviously talking about Jeepers Creepers 1.
Yep.
And they talk about how some of the bodies had wooden teeth, so they were hundreds of years old and they couldn't figure it out. And so it's like, that's crazy.
But
And
no,
then all of
that blonde chick when she was on the bus like sleeping,
the,
because like when she seen that John Long, she was
mhm.
actually in a deep sleep or hycosis,
Oh
whatever.
yeah, yep,
But she was dreaming of that, but it was during the day, so it's like, hey, like a warning, and also that kid came involved too.
oh yeah, yep,
And then they finally like woke up, or she woke up, and it was, still on the bus and it was nighttime.
yep,
And
yeah,
she was sweating, and it's like, what the heck did I just seen?
yeah, exactly. It's like, what the heck was that? And they kind of say something like, "You were just a cheerleader, an hour ago. Now all of a sudden you're psychic," and she's like, "I don't know." So it's kind of like
Yeah.
this is all new to her. Her name is Minxie, yeah, played by Nikki Acox. Never heard of her. No idea who it is. She's probably some famous person. I'm stupid. But anyway, they're standing around wanting to see what happens next, and all of a sudden the coach, woo, off he goes into the sky. Jeepers Creepers swoop down and got him.
And then now the kids are freaking out because it's like,
Yep.
what's that? What? Because they've never seen that before.
Yep. Exactly. And so then he basically proceeds to take out all the adults. Did you notice that? And smart
Yeah.
move. That's a smart move, Jeepers. I'm gonna call you
But
Jeepers.
wouldn't you think that like the kids were kind of scared too, and he feeds off fear?
Right. Maybe
So
he
it's
took the
like,
adults first so the kids would be extra more scared.
that is true.
Yep. So then you got a bus full of the football team, a few cheerleaders, the manager, nerdy guy, and Jeepers Creepers starts attacking. But there's a part where he is like his head, you see his face in like the window of the bus.
Yeah, and
That's
he like licks it, kind of like licks it. Like, I'm like,
yeah,
yeah, it's like it's funny. It's
right?
creepy, but it's funny.
Yep. And when he sniffs, he's like, because they said he smells he scares people so he can smell something in the fear. And he smells, but there's actually like a third middle nostril hole in the middle of his nose that they show going like it's like that's
Oh,
really
I barely
gross.
noticed that.
Oh yeah, yeah, you should go back and watch it again. He's got like a weird third hole in his
I
nose.
was paying attention to his like his eyeballs and his more so his teeth. I mean, not
Yep.
his nose,
Yep. He does have all his teeth are like super like
yeah,
shark teeth almost. That's kind of
like a
cool.
vampire,
Yeah. All sharp and deadly looking. Um, and but here's my next nitpicky thing. He hangs upside down in the front of the bus, and he looks really cool. And he's kind of like pointing like who he wants, and he's licking the glass, and he's like making faces and like winking and stuff. But
Yeah.
his hat's on, and he's upside down. How is his hat staying on his head when he's
Because
upside down?
maybe he has like a huge head and a small like opening of the hat, so it's like when you go upside down, it's not gonna fall off.
True, that's a good point. And right after I said that, I remembered he has those little fingery things that come out of his head. So for all I know,
Yeah.
they're hanging on to his hat. So okay, I'll let that one go.
Okay.
They're still not ready to get rid of the dead cornfield in spring, but maybe. We'll see.
Yeah.
If you know about growing corn and they have dead cornfields in spring, put it in the comments and let us know why. Maybe
Yeah.
there's a reason for that.
Yeah. Why is that?
Exactly. So then there's a bunch of chaos, attacking the bus, ripping holes in the bus, trying to get away. That's basically the whole rest of the movie. I don't
Yeah.
have to go into all of it, but what are some things that you really like about this movie, Breezy?
Uh there's a few that I like. I more like I said, I like to see more of the Jeepers Creepers and using the tools.
Yep.
So that to me, I like better than the first one, even though the first one's really good too.
Yeah.
I just like the more of the, whatever, more of
Yep.
him being active and aggressive. Another one is, oh fuck, now I forgot. Oh, where it's something with the bus scene.
Are you thinking
Yeah,
about
I
his
totally
head?
forgot. Huh?
Are you thinking about his head?
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, because they have like these long. I don't remember how they got. They probably showed them making them or where they got them from, but they have like these long spears. I totally blanked where they got them from.
Yep.
But Jeepers, our old pal, is on the top of the bus, and they're like stabbing him with these, and they actually someone gets him right through the like it goes all the way through his head, like through his eyeball almost, I think. And so it's this big long thing. He's trying to pull it this way. He's trying to pull it this way. He's trying to pull it this way. He's trying to pull it this way.
But see, like at the ending when they were trying to kill him with this, the sword or the tube, whatever they
Hmm.
were trying to kill him with, and it's like you can kind of tell at the ending that he's still kind of breathing,
Yep.
that he's still alive. Well, obviously because it's the third one.
Yep. Exactly. Exactly. Um, so anyway, he
What about
can't
you?
pull. Oh, this right here, this head thing is when he's got
Oh,
this
okay.
when he's got the spear in the head and he tries to pull it, he ends up ripping a whole massive chunk out of his head.
Oh yeah.
and then they show him and he's like still alive, but like a third of his head is missing, and they're like, "Oh my God, his head's missing." And then he rips his own head off, whew, and throws it at him.
Yeah, that he did. That's kind of cool too.
Yep. I think he killed the guy first. He kills the guy, rips his head off, and then he eats the guy's head, and then you see the little tendrily fingery things on his head kind of go doo, 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 and then
Yep.
it comes the other guy's head comes up from like his belly and like up all out of his neck, and then the things sort of wrap around it and like log in.
Hmm.
And he looks like the kid that was killed, but then he turns to the camera and he looks just like his old self again.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
It's like
awesome.
interesting. It's like interesting. It's like he's supposed to be dead. They beat the living shit out of him, try to kill the hell out of him,
Hmm.
but he's still living. I know,
Exactly.
yes, because there's a number three and there's a number four. So,
I'm curious how they're going to do number three, but I guess I'll find out because that's what we're doing next week.
yeah, because there's a guest in that one. We will say something about that next week.
Okay.
So,
So, so there's all kinds of stuff that happens. They radio for help. They end up getting Leland Palmer on the radio. He's got his fence poster driver made into a big gun. They decide that because Minxie had the psychic vision, she knows all about Jeepers Creepers and what his deal is. So she filled all the kids in on he wants to eat certain people. He makes them scared so he can tell the fear. And they're like, "Well, you guys were picked out. We weren't." So they're like, "We're gonna leave you. He already wants you guys, so screw you. We're leaving." And then they all get in a big fight and they kind of split up and they kind of go their separate ways. And then there's lots of different action scenes, lots of fighting, shooting spears through the Jeepers Creepers with the gun. They have a big
yeah.
line and like a harpoon, and he's like trying to like reel it in, almost like he's fishing, and he's flying in
Yeah.
the air like
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then there's one where he's like flying behind the truck at full speed, and they slam on the brakes, and he goes like right through the back window. Lots
At
of cool
least they
stuff.
were trying so hard trying to kill Jeepers Creepers. In the first one, not so much. Well, obviously they couldn't know, not didn't know who it was, how he was,
Yep,
but
exactly.
what would
And
you rate
then,
it?
oh, I want to talk about one more thing first.
Okay.
Okay, so then eventually, they Leland Palmer, they get Jeepers Creepers shot through the head. He's down on the ground. And what do I always say? Don't just assume the killer's dead. Go and stab the living shit out of him. And that's exactly what he does. He takes that thing and he goes, "Tsh, tsh,
Yeah.
tsh, tsh." And it's like if Tommy Jarvis, played by Corey Feldman at the end of Friday the 13th Part 4, has taught us anything, is if you want to stop the monster, you just got to go completely fucking nuts and just
Yeah.
chop the shit out of him.
Exactly.
It's the only way. And so he's like, Creeper laying there with the spear in his head, and his eyes are open. And like Breezy said, you can still kind of see him breathing, but then this crap kind of comes over his face, like seals it up, almost
Yep.
like a Demogorgon from Stranger Things. Like, and then Minxie says he's not dead. His time just ran out. And they're like, and then guy's like, "Well, he looks dead to me." And then the very last thing you see is they got him hanging up in a barn, the bat out of hell. They're charging $5 to see him. And it's 23 years later, and he's sitting there in his chair with his gun pointing right at it. And he's like,
Uh-huh.
"Oh, just another day or two." Or they're like, "Are you waiting
Yep.
for something?" He's like,
Time is
"Oh, just
ticking.
another day or two."
Time
So,
is ticking, and
exactly. So that's Jeepers Creepers 3. Now, what would I.
three.
Two, sorry. Forgot which one we're on. I was in my mind. I was already thinking. I was like, does part
You
three
already
happen
already
after he comes back to life, or is this gonna be a prequel, or what's gonna happen? Is this what's
It's like you're getting a little bit too excited on number three.
happening? Oh well. But what would I rate it? I would
Yeah.
give it 9 out of 10. I gave one 9 out of 10. There's some things about this one I like a lot better. I like that there's more action and carnage, and you get to see the creeper a lot more. You get to see him flying a lot, and there's a lot of stuff I like better than the first one. But then there's some stuff that's just kind of corny and stupid, and some of this when it's just the high school kids like talking amongst themselves and talking about their own personal life. Basically, anything in the movie that doesn't have the creeper in it is kind of like, nah. But then when they're talking about the creeper, he comes back, then it's like, all right, this is awesome. So
Right. Yeah.
9 out of 10.
Yeah, I agree with you. Same vibe as you, 9 out of 10. And I do agree with you wholeheartedly. Like I feel exactly the same too. So
Yeah.
I do.
Yep. Well, good. At least we're in agreement.
Sometimes we are, and
Right,
that's okay.
exactly.
And that's okay.
Yeah. And I think that's about it for Jeepers Creepers 2. Is there anything else we're forgetting? Anything else you want to talk about?
I think that's pretty much it.
I think so too. Gosh, I really wanted to nitpick something else too. I thought I had a third one.
Maybe you can nitpick something on number 3.
Oh, I know what it was. There's a part where they show like the moon and he's flying up by the moon with his wings
Oh,
and it looks
yeah.
really stupid. And that
Oh, yeah.
most of the time it actually looks pretty good when he's flying, but that particular scene is like that looks dumb as hell. That was my
He
other.
kind of looks like it looks creepier during the day than rather at night.
Yep. I think so
That's
too,
what I
actually,
feel like.
which is kind of ironic because you'd think at night things would be creepier, but I totally agree. In the
Yeah.
when it's daylight and he's in the cornfield, he looks way creepier. Well, not way creepier, but he does look creepier than at night.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, Jeepers Creepers 2. Next week, Jeepers Creepers 3.
3.
All right, so please like, share, subscribe, tell your friends, tell your grandma, tell anyone that'll listen to watch Talk Bloody to Me, and tune in next week for Jeepers Creepers 3, and be sure to like, share, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff.
See you later.
See ya.